Hey book readers, I don't really exactly know what this video is going to be. I'm just going to riff, I'm going to let off some steam. I just want to kind of talk about how I'm feeling right now. So I've had this channel up and running for about 18 months now, and the adrenaline, the surge of energy, the creative juices that were flowing at the beginning, man, they're starting to wear off. I've kind of come back down to reality. I still have tons of video ideas, but when I look at them as one big thing, it's a giant task. Just a list and list and list and list of dozens of ideas, and I'm trying to tackle them in small bite-sized pieces somehow, but when I just get that like bird's eye view, that outside perspective, it looks like a daunting task. And then I also think about the number of ebooks just sitting waiting on my Kindle, the number of physical books on my nightstand or on my bookshelves, and it's overwhelming. I mean, I'm trying to plan out videos, but that means really beefing up my reading a lot of times. Like if I want to make a video in January, then there may be like 4 specific books that I need to read before then, and I've never really planned out my reading that much. Usually I just kind of pick and choose books that sound good. I'm kind of a mood reader in that way, but I also have a few on the back burner that I'm always interested in getting to. It's really just becoming exhausting trying to juggle the goals that I have for my content calendar with the amount of reading that I have to get done in order to actually make that content calendar come to life. Everything is a lot slower than I'd hoped for because, of course, books pop up randomly that, ooh, yeah, that looks nice. And so I don't know if I'm just getting distracted or it's just the books that I want to make for that January video aren't all that appetizing to me in reality. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And I don't want to quit, which I've thought about a couple times before, because I know if I did quit, then I'd have this itch that I couldn't really scratch every time that I read. And I wouldn't be as intentional about my reading. Like I won't think about what I'm reading as much while I'm reading it. It'll just flow right in and out of my brain. On the flip side though, I don't like always having to think about what I'm reading. I don't like thinking, okay, what am I going to say about this as I'm reading a book, and my mind is kind of wandering because of that. I'm not able to focus as well as I could have or should have, and I enjoy reading less when I'm looking at a book through that lens because I get distracted. I'm not reading for enjoyment, for pleasure, for entertainment. It's just reading almost out-of-body experience, considering how to then share information about the book that I'm reading. It's like I'm not actually physically reading it just for myself, and that's a little frustrating. I feel kind of burnt out, honestly, but I'm also an addict. I know it. I'm an addict. I can't stop. I can't stop reading. I can't stop making videos now, and I mean, addict is probably a bad word, but you'll get the idea. Reading has started to feel like a chore, almost, just because there's so much planning involved in it now that I used to just kind of read on a whim whatever I wanted to. And it being a chore isn't a good thing, and I don't know how to get out of that funk other than planning less maybe, or trying to focus less on what I'm going to say in the moment and just thinking about it after the fact, after I read books. But it's a challenge. It's a struggle. I don't know what other booktubers have done kind of to get over that burnt out feeling. I mean, I'm just going to power through, but it feels like it's just going to pop back up again later. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Anyway, if you have any tips for someone who's kind of feeling burnt out, if you have any tips for what to do in a reading slump, I just kind of feel like I'm in a pickle, and any advice is welcome. Let me know if there are particular books you feel like are just really easy to crank through and you don't have to think about anything. I don't know if that'll help as well. Yeah, so let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do that as well. I gotta say that. And yeah, happy reading.